When thinking about a parenting plan, it's really important to understand that this is a plan that's going to be in place for many years to come. And so you want it to be as detailed as possible. So the parts of a parenting plan involve not only visitation or parenting time between both parents. When is the children going to be with mom? When will they be with dad? How will the exchanges be made? Where will the exchanges be made? What times the exchanges will happen? The plan will also include not only your regular week-to-week or day-to-day parenting plans, but also vacation time, holidays, summer travel, who will hold the passport. So there'll be a lot of details in your parenting plan. In addition, it's really important to include provisions such as how will the two of you make decisions together? How will you make decisions with regard to your child for doctors, education, and where you don't agree, it's important to have a protocol for how do you deal with situations when you don't initially agree, and spelling those out in the agreement as well. When considering holidays and special occasions, typically I have my clients go through the calendar for the year, and typically a child who's enrolled in school will have a few different breaks. They'll have a spring break, they'll have a winter break, they'll have a Christmas, New Year's break, and typically what parents do is they alternate years. They'll either alternate years, like an even year or an odd year for one parent, or they may even split the holiday break. Oftentimes the Christmas, New Year's break, for instance, tends to be a longer break. So they may decide to break it up and split it up between the two of them, given whatever year. So maybe one year a parent will have the first half, the other parent will have the second half. And in terms of special occasions, perhaps the child has a coming of age event that's coming up. How will the two of you decide to pay for those events? Or how will you attend those events when both of you attend? Or birthdays for the child, both of you celebrate the child's birthday together? Or will it be a celebration that you'll each do independently of each other? So these are also terms that would go into an agreement, so it'll be all spelled out and make your life a lot easier as these events come up in life. You take a look and determine how to schedule them together. When you're co-parenting with your former partner, typically, if you agree upon things, there's no issue. The problem comes in when you don't agree on a course of action or steps to take when an important decision needs to be made. Typical protocols that are put into an agreement may include something like sending an email to the other partner and saying, hey, we need to make this important decision with regard to our child because there's this concern. This is what I would like to do. These are the suggestions. And then the other partner will have an opportunity to respond in a certain period of time and say, well, I like this idea, I don't like that idea, or maybe even suggest something completely different, and backing it up with their reasons why this other protocol is a better approach. After going through a few different exchanges, a decision finally needs to be made. So how is that handled? If you cannot agree or reach an agreement together after several exchanges occur, then typically either one of you will be the final decision maker with respect to particular topics, like perhaps one of you be a final decision on education, or the other one will have final decision on medical, or perhaps only one of you will be the final decision maker with respect to any of these important issues, but only after this meaningful discussion happens between the two of you. Another way that it can be handled in some situations is that there may involve a parenting coordinator, where you'll present these different ideas to the parenting coordinator who will help you discuss and figure out how to resolve it. I've also seen some parenting agreements where they defer the decision to the professional. So for instance, if it's recommended that your child needs a tutor for school, and maybe the two of you have a disagreement over the fact that there should be tutoring or who the tutor should be, you might defer to the teacher that recommended the tutoring in the first place to make the final decision. I don't particularly like that answer because it leaves the decision making to a stranger who's not the parents of the child. However, these are different options, and even with what I'm putting out here on this video, you don't have to follow these rules. You always can come up with your own protocols that's unique and tailored for you and your partner. So typically the best way to follow a parenting plan is to take your regular schedule of what the parenting plan states in terms of the access schedule and put that into your calendar. Schedule it, plan it. So this way you and your partner know exactly when the children are with mom, when they're with dad. Then after that, you layer in all of the holidays that the two of you agreed upon and put that in a calendar. So this way nothing is missed. Once you do that, we all know that things in life come up and perhaps there need to be modifications or changes to the agreement. So it's best to try to give as much advance notice to your partner. Communication is key. So try to be upfront. Perhaps there's some special family event that's coming up in a few weeks. Let your partner know so that this way you can modify or make changes to your parenting schedule if that's necessary. It's important to approach this with a open mind and to be respectful of one another. If you're having difficulties or challenges with communicating directly with one another, you might want to consider other alternatives such as email or text message or any of the parenting apps that are available. If you have any additional questions about a parenting plan and the types of things that should go into yours, please give Sabra Law Group a call. We'll be happy to have a consultation with you.